I'm sure what I'm going to say will shock a lot of people. Will not be not only will they shock a lot of people, but it is the first time anybody is going to talk about it. I've been asked by several people, and it is not even in my manuscript. I've been asked by several people to comment about the bomb blast. Now, there is this small story I'll tell you, which will shock you. In Kiganjo, we were taught something that is called Akilia Police. That is the sixth sense. You just see somebody and have a feeling that this person is wrong. In those previous days, because technology has come and the human rights people are there are even times we could arrest somebody and place him in cells, pending deciding what to charge him with. We used to say that that is Akilia Police, because you could still have a very strong feeling that this person has committed a crime, but you cannot know which crime. So there was a Mukamba superintendent, a member of, I can't recall his name, so please forgive me using tribal connotations. This fellow was at the airport. He was looking at the people boarding and disboarding planes. Then he saw somebody who was of an Arab nature. Something just told him this fellow is up to no good. So he told the general duty police officer, you call them regular. He told a GD officer to arrest that person. He placed that person, and in the OB it was written that the person had been arrested pending interrogation by special branch. The report went and reached Nyati. No, before the report reached Nyati, this superintendent of police, who was from the special branch, went to the cells and talked to the Arab. And then the Arab told him that it is true, I am a terrorist and I have come as an advance party. We are trying to study the American embassy so that we bomb it. Then he wrote reports and took them to Nyati. By then the headquarters used to be at Nyati. When he took it to Nyati, Nyati called him after reading the story. Hey, mzee, hey, kweli wewe ni mtu uko na stress. You want to tell us that the American embassy, which is so well guarded by the American Marines, is going to be attacked by? He said yes. Rudi huko wenda release huyo mtu. Enda release ye. I think you have stress. How many days? We'll give you 2 weeks. I don't know whether it was 2 weeks, but he was given some days to go home and relax because he was stressed. When he came back, the whole story was forgotten. Then the American embassy was bombed. The bosses remembered the reports he had written, so he was summoned quickly to Nyati House. Now, suppose it was you, what would you think? He was happy, he was ambitious. He thought maybe senior superintendent will now come because he was a superintendent. So he rushed there, did what, and he was told, we. Kumbe ile maneno ulikuwa unaongea inatendeka. But then the bosses knew that if the things would reach Moi, that they had received that information and slept on it, then they should do, then they'll be going home. This Mukamba was called, he was threatened with being killed, and he was taken to, forest places and whatever, and given a piece of paper to write. He said he was seeking for resignation for personal purposes. A whole superintendent. Nowadays superintendents are so many in every sub-county. But a place like Mandera had only 3 superintendents. A senior superintendent, who was the OCPD, and 2 superintendents. One headed special branch and one was the deputy OCPD. So you can see how senior that person is. And he went home that way. And if you go to his personal, some of us, a person like me, all the records are there are all clear. Everything I've been saying. But this officer, there is no way he can prove, because he was in a very polite way saying that, please, I am so much stressed that I want to go home. Can I be allowed to go home? My when I suffer, when I have sleepless nights, those are the people I think about. I had already talked about Shivaji Lukwa. This is another one. But Shivaji Lukwa had reached retirement age, and he, at least he honorably left. But this one went without anything, because as per police records, as per special branch records, this Mukamba from Kangundo, yeah, his home is from Kangundo. Uh, he just went that way. I remember meeting him, and we could meet colleagues in town. And colleagues would look for fare for him to go to Kangundo, and they would look for fare for me to go to Riruta Satellite. That is life. Those are our heroes.